This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. We're also very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. That is a national network of local real estate professionals delivering timely, balanced truths about local market conditions. We also have Mark Stark, who's the CEO and broker owner of the 4th largest Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices franchise. 4th largest. I like talking about the market with you because I know you're seeing a lot of stuff going on out there. And right now, we're seeing some issues with appraisers. We're also, it's having an effect on pricing. So I think buyers and sellers are pushing pricing up, and appraisers are kind of holding it down. Tell us what you're seeing out there.
Well, you know what? I think we used to always look at supply and demand, and that was going to control the market. Well, that's not entirely true in the environment we're in. You've got supply and demand, and certainly that's an effect on the market. Right. But then you've got, if there's a lender involved, you've got this appraisal that you have to deal with. Mm-hmm. So be it that a buyer is willing to pay X, all right, for a property, does not mean that same buyer can get the appropriate financing to follow through on that purchase. We are absolutely running into this on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. And the better jobs the sales executives do up front in explaining that process, you can have a plan put in place that, listen, here's the scenario, and if the appraisal does not come in, well, here's our plan B in what we're going to do, and not this what. Yeah. That should never happen. Right. I think this is a challenge because this next statement, I mean not to beat up on any appraisers in any way, shape, or form, but the process is skewed, in a way that if you, let's say a property sells and 3 years down the road, that purchaser is not making their payments. They look at that file 3 years in the future and can come back and go, you know what? We feel you made errors in the appraisal, 3 years earlier. Wow. Very scary for an appraiser. Sure. Okay, so there's risk if they overappraise a property. However, if they underappraise a property and take equity from the consumer, totally fine. Yeah. And that's not right. Sellers need to be realistic that they're not past the goal line until they know that the property appraises. So when you have created, and as you stated earlier, in some cases, multiple offers, which is a good thing. We love that. Just because you have an offer at X and you're like, oh my God, this is much more than I thought we'd get, but we got that bidding war going. You're not past it if there's an appraisal or a loan involved. Exactly. And so you've got to take that into account and say, you know what? You may not have to disclose this, but between your sales executive and yourself, you got to say, okay, look, this is the range we're going to be in, so be ready because there can be some adjustment on this end. The other thing is, multiple offers, as I said earlier, are phenomenal. It creates options, but it's also the opportunity to do homework. Meaning, just because it's stated on an offer doesn't mean it's true. Right. And so, the great sales executives are out there doing their homework. Okay, here's the options, but now let's look at these. Okay, we don't want these other offers for whatever reason, but here's 3 or 4 competitors that are really important. We may counter them, we may not, whatever the case may be. Now let's find out how accurate and how key these are. And if the other sales executive can't provide information that we need, I'm sorry, we can't make a decision. Looks good, but right now, I can see you haven't done your homework to know that this is even real.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with host Harvey Blankfeld. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.